How y'all doing today, guys? This is Tabor Klinglesmith here with your Sunday Essentials. I'm going to start this once a week. It's going to be basically a podcast, a little mini talk, maybe bring on some guests to talk with me. But with that being said, today I would just like to talk to y'all on the inspiration and how I got to do in this mindset of I want to talk, I want to be a motivational speaker, those type of things. First thing it's easy for me is how many little eyes are on me. And when I say little eyes, I mean young children. I have 7 nieces and nephews of my own that I couldn't dream of not having. Now also my friends are having kids, and I see them, and I see the world we live in, and it's crazy to think of all the negativity. And especially social media now, seeing how much negativity there is and how bashful people are. I think it's just something that I wanted to do to bring positivity to the world, give you my thoughts, my opinions, your thoughts, your opinions. I hope we get to talk and bring everything back and forth. But with that being said, let's continue. My inspiration, man, is honestly my mother. I love my mother to death. We argue, we kind of go at it, but that's because we're basically the same person. I learn from her. So, in turn, we kind of butt heads. But I've also seen this woman struggle and never bat an eye. I've seen this woman face so much adversity. And she just continuously handles it, pushes through walls, does everything she can, and has no remorse or no bad feelings. She just gets everything done. So with that, I say, what better role model to have? And I hope that that's what I do. I hope that I inspire that. And I also want to be a voice for people that haven't been heard. My inspirations, honestly, are just, I felt really heavy on my heart to speak to you all, to let my voice be heard, to make a name for myself, and to chase my dreams. So if most of you that don't know, I left Ford Motor Company last September, so I'm just now creeping up on a year of leaving Ford Motor Company. Great job, great paying job if you have no aspirations to get a degree or anything like that. Great benefits, stuff like that, so you know the nature of that. But I could feel heavy on my heart every day that this is not what I was supposed to be doing. I don't mind hard work. I don't mind grinding, but my heart was not in it. I do not have a family. I do not have kids, a wife, stuff of that nature. So to me, I was ready to chase my dreams. I played baseball under a great man, Mike Gametro, and Coach David Hicks, and they kind of taught me always follow your dream, but always have a plan. Unfortunately, this time I did not have a plan, didn't know where life would take me, didn't know what was going to happen, but I knew this is what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to coach. I knew I wanted to be within young people's lives. So I knew education was the route I needed to take as I'm in school now. So with that being said, that was probably one of the biggest changes that I've had to make, not only financially. I didn't really make any different on the hour, but I also did make a big difference in what's called escrow. They take money to pay me in the summer, things like that. But I've also had tons of opportunities to be able to do things I want to do, coach sports in the summer, make extra money, things of that nature. So I knew my grind would have to be different than just working 4 10-hour shifts. So my inspiration honestly comes from just knowing what I want to do, that you need to be pushed through to what you want to do. And guys, we just have to be comfortable and trust God that He knows what we're doing. He's putting us where we're supposed to be, and that everyone you touch, you love, you serve, and you do everything you can to make them feel like they are important. So now moving forward, off of a little bit of background about me, today I actually just had a conversation with my guy, Marquilo Sullivan, played basketball for me down at Fairdoe High School. Got to know him, many car rides, many trips to food places to make sure he was fed, along with my other kids, Mark Sullivan and Craig Ash. But talking to him, and I just kind of sent him a joke on Twitter today, and he went off for 25 points and so many rebounds or whatever, but had a phenomenal game. And I texted him and I told him, hey, man, it must have been the milkshake. Well, he hit me back. Man, things just ain't the same. So I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, it's just not the same as you doing it, or, basically what he's saying is the people that's poured into him. So that made me realize, guys, we need to pour into people. We need to love people. It doesn't matter who they are, where they are from, their background, anything like that. We need to learn to love people. We need to learn to serve people. Everyone needs someone. Why not you to be that person? Why not you to take someone under your wing, teach them the positive and the right ways? I've had numerous people in my life, and I'm thankful for that. And I just couldn't thank them enough for everything they've instilled in me, especially growing up, me having such a difficult childhood, not knowing how to deal with things. I was kind of hush-hush about my problems instead of facing them head on. So, guys, we need to start going heavy on serving people, loving people, and just being there for them, because people will never remember the things you buy them. They never will. They'll never remember something extravagant you bought them, but what they will remember is that moment, what that moment made them feel, what that moment that you cared about makes them internally feel. So, yeah, you propose to your wife and she loves the beautiful ring you got her, but ultimately she cares that the fact that you love her enough to take the time to be thoughtful and to get on one knee and propose to her. That's ultimately what it is. So with that being said, it's always not the gesture of what you buy, it's the gesture behind that you love them and serve them. The biggest thing that I've learned, and especially being in coaching I've coached for 6 years now and been around young men and young women, they just want to know that you care. And that's anybody. Anybody wants to have somebody that cares about them, loves them, and would do anything in the world for them. So, what do you do? How do you go throughout your day? Are you making sure other people are served and loved and cared for? At the end of the day, our legacy depends on that. Our legacy is always depending on other people and how we treat them. Nobody cares how big your house is, what kind of car you drive, because at the end of the day, we all go into the same casket 6 feet under, and we can't take anything with us. Now, yes, being successful, we want to leave stuff behind for our family, make sure they're taken care of. Those are different types of natures, but your legacy depends on how do you treat people? How do you love people? How do you serve people? If serving is above you, leading will be beneath you, because you'll never be able to lead somebody if you're not the first one in the trenches, getting down and dirty, showing them how to do things, being right there with them. My biggest asset right now, I have a boss in Mr. Michael Guy, who he's the first one in the trenches with me. As much as me and him kind of butt heads and kind of joke, he's the first one in the trenches with me. He'll be the first one to show me this is how we do it. This is what we do, and this is why we do it. There's no better example than to show people this is how we do it, this is what we're going to do, and this is why we do it. So we love them, we serve them, and we leave this legacy of the next generation. That's what it is, lead up the next generation. So if we're not loving, serving, and building people up, how can we do that? We have to be role models. We have to be examples. So I'm in on this. Are you loving? Are you serving? And what's your legacy? Guys, this is Sunday Essentials with Tabor Klinglesmith. Y'all have a great day.
I call it a way of life, a way that you can stop me. You know that I've been training, right? The more you try to block me, the more that I control the fight. And now you on the ropes. Now you on the ropes. What you gonna do? Quitting's not an option. That voice in your head that keeps telling you you got this, lie to you. And now everybody's watching.